I'm going to take you through a short neck and shoulder release practice today. I would like you to start in a comfortable seat of your choice. I'm going to start on the floor, but you're welcome to come and sit onto a chair. Just raising my hips off the floor with a blanket and a yoga block enables me to sit a little more comfortably into a cross-legged position, but you're welcome to adopt any seated position that feels comfortable to you. And the key really is to find that length in your spine, so you're not dropping into your tummy, into your lower back. There's a sense of length from the pubic bone to the collarbones without taking tension into your shoulders. So as soon as you invite that length along the spine, you're moving up through to the crown of your head. You're not inching that length through the shoulders, trying to find it in other ways. So take a few moments to settle. Have a little wriggle on your seat, open and close your mouth a few times. Release tension in your face, maybe just give your face a little squeeze, and then release. Breathing in, exhale, sigh the breath out. Okay, noticing your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils if you're able to. With the breath in, lift the shoulders up, feel that tension, and as you breathe out, release it, take it away. On the breath in, squeeze the shoulders up towards your ears, and as you exhale, release the shoulders down. So take yourself through that little pattern a couple more times at your own pace. Eyes open, eyes closed, just giving you a different perspective of your movements. With your eyes open, you're more aware of what's happening around you, outside of you. With your eyes closed, you can take the gaze inwardly to yourself, so you can get more of a sense of what it feels like inside your body. Okay, so just let yourself pause, ending on that round that you're on. Snuggling your chin in towards your throat, taking your chin to one shoulder, breathe in there, and as you exhale, wave your chin to the opposite side. And again, you are just moving within a range that feels useful for your neck and your shoulders today. So you might have woken up with a little bit of a niggle, or maybe you just feel a little bit tender somewhere along that upper spine into your neck. So just go easy, see how it feels. Again, eyes open and then eyes closed. You can be more sensitive to what's happening from one side to the other. Finishing the round that you're on, we are going to bring that chin more to a central position, and as you exhale, dropping the chin down towards your chest, and as you inhale, maybe opening the eyes, looking up, open the mouth, close the mouth, exhale down, breathing in, lifting the chin up. Sigh the breath, open the mouth, and then let it close at the end of the movement. So you're also allowing yourself to release tension in and around your jaw and that upper portion of your neck, as well as along the spine. So one more here, then I'm going to invite you to come to center, bring your hands onto your shoulders and begin to circle your elbows up and around and back towards your rib cage. The breath in, the elbows move towards one another, up to the sky. The breath out, they move back behind you and towards your rib cage. So just let yourself move through that a few times in one direction. And then you can change the direction. So you take the elbows back behind you, squeezing those shoulder blades together, and then up towards the sky with the elbows forwards and down. So as you bring the elbows forwards and down, see if you can point the elbows towards one another, and then you'll make space between your shoulder blades. So one more here. Keeping your fingertips on top of your shoulders, and we're going to stretch out. Breathe in, look over your shoulder where there is space towards your back arm. Exhale, hands to the shoulders. Inhale, open out the other way. So in your own time, exploring this bigger stretch across your body. Feel free to change your leg position if your legs are starting to feel a little bit restless here. I'm going to change mine in a moment. taking your arms away from one another, bringing them back together. One more here. And then bringing your hands to the shoulders, have a little shake up. So I'm just going to change to a kneeling position. And in order to do that, if you'd like to join me, you might like a padding underneath your knees, or even in between your heels and your bottom. Just opens up the gap a little bit behind the backs of your knees. So again, we are aiming for that long spine through to the crown of your head, not dropping into those sit bones. You could have a little play with that, so you could find your neutral spine. So tilting the pelvis forwards and back, and then somewhere in between those two movements where you feel balanced over the sit bones, tall along the spine through to the crown of your head. Now this time, we are going to take those arms up to the sky, looking up with a breath in, and as you exhale, tilting the pelvis forwards and the arms move back behind you. On the inhale, rocking back onto the sit bones, looking up if that feels okay for your neck. And on the exhale, tilting the pelvis forwards and the arms move back behind you. So just exploring a little more dynamic range with your shoulders. See how it feels for your neck as well, to look up at the top of the in-breath. And as you come forward, snuggling the chin in the back of the neck as long as you take those elbows and arms, wrists and hands behind you. So a little swingy movement. You might notice there's a bit more range coming into your hips as well. So we'll just do a few more of those. And then when you're ready, just let your arms rest by your sides. Take a few moments there to observe the effects of the practice. And we are going to shift towards a kneeling position where we're standing on the knees. Now you might find it useful to have a block or two here for your head to lower down towards, so it's not so deep into that forward bend. If you're okay to bring your head towards the floor, that's fine. Otherwise, we want to raise the ground up so that that is less of a deeper forward bend, going into the knees, going into the hips and along the spine. Our starting point is in this low position. So make sure you feel happy there with the positioning of your blocks. Bring your hands to your lower back, and with your breath in, we're going to peel the chest, sweep the arms, look up to the sky. On your exhale, sweep the arms wide, turn your head to one side as your hands come to your lower back. On your breath in, lifting the chest, sweeping the arms, picking up through your pelvis, fingertips towards the sky, exhale, head turns the other way. So you're drawing a big circle around your body in the direction of the sun as you breathe up, and a big circle envelops your body in the direction of the earth as you fold forwards and down. And just bringing that rotation across your neck as it feels comfortable for you. If one side feels a little trickier compared to the other, just turning it within a range that's available. So you're not forcing it to be flat. Maybe have a little rest in between. On this next round, just bring the forehead down again. And then we'll take a couple more rounds at your own pace. Just one side to the other, gently placing your head down so you're not dropping. Maybe you're a little higher up than me. As you fold forwards and down, maybe your hips aren't hinging so much. It could be that that block needs to be a bit higher as well. So it's for you to play around with that positioning of the blocks. Okay, we are going to rest it there. Take a moment in an extended child's pose. Again, this could be useful for a block here for your head, especially if we struggle to bring the head down towards the ground. Take a few easy breaths here. Just see if you can invite your shoulders to soften. Wiggling across your pelvis as you go. Okay, and just shifting that out of the way, we're going to come onto the back of the body. I find it useful to have some padding just underneath my pelvis because the floor is very hard. So you might like to do the same. And I'm just going to bring my hands above me like a little bucket shape, or not quite a bucket, an inverted bucket or a soft circle. Okay, so interlacing my hands gently above my chest. With an exhalation, taking them to one side, head goes with me. So the elbow on the bottom bends as you breathe in, arms lift up, exhale to the other side. So we're going to take that pattern. I'm just going to shuffle a little more along my blanket so that my shoulders are completely supported on that blanket there. The breath in towards the sky, the breath out takes the elbows and the wrists. That top arm is long and the bottom arm bends. So you're gently pulling the top arm with you, and again within a range that feels useful to you. And you can follow this with your gaze. Completing the round that you're on, pause for a moment, settle through the back of the body, keeping those arms in place above you. With an inhale, your pelvis lifts off the ground, and then you move towards the space behind your shoulder blades. As you exhale, lower down slowly. So we're going to take that maybe 4 or 5 more times. Feet are parallel, knees are parallel, so they're not dropping out to the side. Toes spread a little. I can feel my toes, the balls of the feet, and my heels. So I'm not lifting or shuffling my feet as I go through this practice of bridge pose. But my attention is more around those shoulder blades. And I'm really tuning into the way my body comes down between the shoulder blades and lifts up between that space. So there is a back strengthening element, there is a glute strengthening element, hamstrings, but ultimately I'm just bringing your awareness to the shoulders through this position with the arms. Taking your hips up once more, pausing for a breath or two, exploring your shape here, and then release the arms behind you, breathing in. Keeping the arms stretched out for as long as you can, and then slowly lowering the spine down whilst you're maintaining that length along the arms. Again, focus on the space between the shoulder blades, and then allow your spine and then your hips to come down. Extend your fingertips away from you, breathe in, and as you exhale, bring the hands together and then peel your head and then your shoulders away from the ground, and then release the shoulders and the head back down. Okay, arms out at shoulder level. Feet and knees are again hip distance apart. I'm going to start with a slidey movement along the ground with the arms. And this slidey movement is a little bit like creating kind of Z shapes with my arms. And then as my left arm comes up towards me, I'm going to take the legs to the right hand side. So I'm going to look over my left side, the legs move towards the right, and then come back to center, breath in. Exhale, legs move to the left side, my right arm comes up towards me, and I look in the direction of my right arm. Left arm, meanwhile, has been skimming down towards the knee. So if you're unsure, you can always take a peek. Essentially, it's like I'm cleaning the floor with my arms and then allowing this rotation to come from the space between the shoulder blades, almost rippling down towards the pelvis. So the movement is initiated in the shoulder girdle and the head and the neck, and then along the spine into the pelvis and into the feet. So just a few more of those from side to side, and then I'm going to bring you back to center with your arms stretched out away from your body, hugging your knees in over your tummy. Give yourself a little hug, smile to yourself, have a little check-in, maybe lift your head off the ground a few times, just sense how that feels across your neck and your shoulders. On the exhale, lifting your head, and then bring the head down. Bring your feet to the floor. If it feels okay for your back, stretching your legs out along the ground. And we're just going to take a few moments to settle, absorb the effects of the practice. Roll your head a little one way and roll your head a little the other way. And just tuning in now to the effects of the practice, noticing how you feel across your neck and your shoulders, and then expanding that across your whole body. So allowing yourself to let go of unnecessary tension and effort in your shoulders, in your neck area, and then expand that with an exhale throughout the whole body, all the way down the body to the earth, letting go. Breathing in, notice your in-breath rising. On the exhale, letting go. When you feel ready to return to your day, just slowly bring yourselves upright. Find a seat you can sit into for a moment or two and have a little check-in with yourself here. Maybe there's a massage you'd like to take, just rubbing those shoulders gently, maybe the neck. Okay, thank you very much for joining me for this short neck and shoulder inquiry. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Please do leave a comment to let me know, and if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.